So I do want to run through the history, Ilhan Omar's history of anti-Semitism. You mentioned just January, just 1 month ago, Omar said Israel is not a democracy because it's Jewish. She compared it to Iran's theocracy. Not at all the same, because non-Jews in Israel obviously have equal rights to Jews. That is not the same in Islamic theocracies. Ilhan Omar supports the BDS, the Boycott, Divest, and Sanction movement against Israel. She supports, as I mentioned, sanctions on Israel, while she opposes sanctions on Venezuela. After her inauguration, Congresswoman Omar celebrated with Linda Sarsour, the co-chair of the Women's March. Sarsour, of course, is known for her anti-Semitic rhetoric and her anti-Semitic association. She is the woman who said Ayaan Hirsi Ali, who is a former Muslim who was subject to female genital mutilation and now speaks out against Islam. Sarsour said Ayaan Hirsi Ali should not be allowed to have a vagina because of her criticism of Islam. In 2012, Ilhan Omar tweeted that Israel hypnotized the world. And then, of course, we have even the non-Jew related issues with Ilhan Omar's election and her campaign and her misuse of funds, and then reports that she married her brother in some sort of immigration fraud scheme, which is the oddest story that you will ever hear. This is not something new. This is not done out of pure ignorance, meaning that she's never heard that this conspiracy theory was anti-Semitic trope. She knows what she's doing. This is a pattern of behavior that has culminated in her exposing her true colors, that she is anti-Semitic.
I'm actually only going to differ with one thing you're saying there, Liz. There's no exposing her true colors. We've all known about this. The fact that this was public record, and the fact that you have to recite this list of evident, obvious anti-Semitism is painful. It's because the rest of the media won't touch this. They're trying to cover up for this growing anti-Semitism in the Democratic Party that's being mainstreamed there. And you know what? It was on evidence in the 2016 Democratic National Convention, where they gave a night to Black Lives Matter, who then went out and said that Israel is a genocidal state, where they were burning Israeli flags outside the Democratic Convention. There were more Palestinian flags inside the convention than there were American flags. The problem is not Ilhan Omar. She is just one small representation of a deep, broad, major problem among the left in America today. They hate America and they hate Israel. Why? Because those who believe in America's greatness and American exceptionalism see Israel as a sister nation, as akin to us, maybe in the most difficult part of the world, surrounded by the neighbors they're surrounded by. They stand for freedom and truth and good things. And unfortunately, Ilhan Omar represents a strain of American thought, which is getting more and more anti-America, and along with it, anti-Jewish.
Right. I think you're exactly right. And it's now incumbent on the Democrats to eradicate this strain of anti-Semitism from their party, or else they are complicit in this horrible ideology.